I'm not sure if we're live or what's playing, so let's just see what people on. 'Cause not seeing us live. I guess.
Hey, Francie. Hey, Sabrina.
We're just gonna. Oh, I see it. All three of them were playing, so we got that figured out. Hello, everyone. We're still figuring out technology, I guess. Let me hide one here, and we'll continue.
In the meantime, hello, Francie, Shalana, Penny, Brandon, Heather, Sandy. Hello, everyone.
All right.
How are you, Shawn?
Good. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. We're in business. Hopefully everyone else can hear me if we just get a thumbs up that they can hear us. But yeah. Hi, Francie. Hi, Penny. Welcome, Brandon and Shalana, Christy, Bree. I see Sandy Powers, our big cheerleader today on the internet. So thank you guys so much. Hopefully you guys can hear us. Just give us a thumbs up or a hello. So I think we got the technology figured out. We were live. We just now need to hide a screen, Walter, I think is what we need to do.
That's what it seems like. Yeah. Hello, Annie and Debbie and Anthony.
Shawn, your video and audio are way out of sync.
How about me, Francie? Am I in sync? Or am I bye? Hey, Shirley.
We're going to try this.
Hey, Luann.
I don't know if I remove this, if it'll all right, now can you guys hear me?
I can hear you, but it's certainly, there's like a delay between when you speak and when the sound comes through.
Oh, I think that's my relay.
Oh, yeah. Actually, though, so like I'm seeing three boxes, and the one where you're above me, everything is synced. The one where you're on the side of me is where it's not synced.
All right, let me see if I can hide it. I don't know if this will shut us down. So if it does, we're gonna have to go live again. I'll try to remove this screen.
Thanks for that feedback, Penny. Sandy. Well, hello, Vicky. Welcome from Washington State. Glad to have you here.
We got triple threat here.
Shawn has cloned himself.
Yeah. You know what? To fix this, I'm not sure on a quick fix. So I just don't know if I just do this one and we just move on.
Yeah, because I think, once our cameras are down and we're crafting, it's not even going to matter.
Yep, I agree. All right, you guys. Yeah. Should we just head on down and we can work on that later, and hopefully we don't get the feedback.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. I will zoom out on mine. All right, there we go.
All right. Well, we have something extra special cooked up for you tonight. I think everyone will enjoy it. So, Shawn and I were collaborating via text on coming up with this bundle as I was down at the Cape in between classes. And I think we have something that's a lot of fun. Shawn, do you want to kick us off?
Sure. So I'll just kind of go with the package, then we can kind of share our cards. So package this week, we do have the link in the description, just so everybody knows these are affiliate links on my affiliate. I think Walter hasn't set his up yet. Not sure if he's going to or not. and that these products were given to us as design team members. So yeah, we are going to use the Hip Hop Hooray stamp set this evening with some chipboard. And then we're using the coordinating stencils that go with it. I am anyway. I'm not sure if Walter, if you're using the stencils tonight.
I'm not using the stencils.
Okay. The chipboard that goes with it. Then we've got the Easter egg paper, which this paper, you guys, is just, there's just such good variety in here for patterns. So we're going to use up some of this paper. Then in the bundle, we also put the alabaster cardstock. And then we've got, it was the peach Bellini and the teal taffy velveteen glazes that we've thrown into that package. So kind of doing a little mix up with some stuff, and a little smaller package this week, but we really just wanted to feature the Hip Hop Hooray for you guys. So I'll grab my card out. Walter, if you want to show your card.
Sure. Yeah, and these glazes are absolutely fabulous. I don't know which one I like more, the peach Bellini or the teal. I'm thinking it might be the teal, but they're both just amazing, and you get such nice results with them.
Yeah, the color, that teal color, oh, it's so nice.
Yeah. Hey, Melissa.
All right, we'll throw my stuff aside. We'll grab my card wherever I threw that card.
Okay, well, while Shawn is grabbing his card, I'll go ahead and show mine for tonight. And I had a lot of fun with this and mixing in the paper and the glazes and the chipboard. So this is my card for tonight. I'm mixing it up a little bit by using some different paper tonight, but everything else will be the same. And I think it'll be, I'm seeing volume on Walter is a lot lower than it is on Shawn. Okay, well, let's see. My volume is all the way up. So, and everything's on. Is anyone else having a hard time hearing me? Shawn, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you fine. I don't know if it affects the whole volume. I did turn the volume up on you, but I don't know if it's just for me or if it's for everybody. So I just cranked that up. I'm not sure if it matters, but.
Okay. All right. Yeah, if someone else in the chat can let me know if you're also having a hard time hearing me, that would be great. So yeah, so that's my card. Shawn, take it away.
All right. I did the same. I kind of did a little extra paper this time. I went kind of fun and turned this paper into some really cool kind of patterned clouds. Then I used the glaze, the velveteen glazes for clouds with the chipboard with the bunnies, the flying bunnies. And I took a little extra of some of the pattern paper and just threw it on the back side here, just to give it a little peek around of framing that whole card out. So I just did a little extra paper than what I normally would have done. And so we're going to throw some paper and some glaze together tonight.
Awesome. Well, let's get messy, shall we?
All right. I'm going to start with my glaze first because that's going to need to dry. And I'll just show you what I did with the glaze. So I have the chipboard, and I've stamped the flying bunnies on the chipboard. I actually stamped this like 2 or 3 times just to get a good impression on it, just so I got a nice crisp stamp on it. And then I'm going to use the stencils. And here's the fun thing with these stencils. These line up perfectly on these eggs, on all of the eggs in this stamp set. So the ones that Walter has, these line up there because he's got the bottom ones here. Then we have the full eggs here. I'm going with full eggs because I got full eggs, but everything matches. So you can mix and match all of this. So I'm just going to kind of line these up, and I'm going to smear some glazes. And I'll do one egg to show you because that has to dry before I do the other eggs. And so I've pre-done some of that just because of overlapping and I wouldn't be able to do it all. So I'll do one and kind of show you, and then I'll move on to my clouds and things.
Hey, T, thanks for joining. Nice to see you.
T popped in to
Hello,
say
Christy.
hi. Sleepy bunny, she says. She's a sleepy bunny.
And Andrea and Noelle, thanks for joining. And my sister Brenda and my niece Brianna, thanks for joining.
Oh, welcome, you guys. I love having you guys back. I'm recognizing names, so I'm getting there. I'm starting to recognize names.
That's right. Yeah.
So, Walter, how was I know we were chatting a little bit, but Crop and Create, you said you were busy and crazy, and it was good classes and.
Oh, for Crop on the Cape, yeah. It was amazing. Had a great time. Christy, who's in the chat, was there with me. And we had some really great classes. It's for me, it's so refreshing to be amongst creatives and seeing what they're doing, sharing with them what I'm doing, and just having a great time.
I love that. I was going to text you. Somebody had posted a video, and it was like of everybody standing in line, and it was like just the opening of the day or something. And so she was doing a pan of all the people in line, and I saw you and then Christy or whoever you were with standing in line.
Yeah, they caught us on camera.
Yeah, I just barely caught it at right as they went by you, and I was like, "Oh, you're on."
Yeah, see, we were lucky. We got there, checked into our rooms, got down into the registration line, and that way it wasn't as crazy busy, and gave us time to do things.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So I just smeared to fill in the stencil. You have to do this kind of one at a time. So if you're going to do the card my way, just know it's going to take you a while because you've got to do this, let it dry, do the next egg, let it dry, do the last egg, let it dry. So my version will take you just a little while to create, just FYI. And so then I just let this dry and I go on to the next egg and then the next egg. And then I'll show you kind of what we ended up with. And I'll just move this. The powers of Shawn's Easy Bake Oven, you're going to get this. Okay, so I did this section first, then I did this section here comes in two sections. So you got to do a couple stars, let dry, do the other 3 stars, just the way the stencil's set up, and then this. Now I'm just going to color it.
I'm beginning to think, Shawn, that we might want to call it the Fake and Bake.
Oh, I'm good with that. Yeah, the Fake and Bake. Somebody did ask about what's the bake technique last week, and I was like, okay, just it's fake. It's just it's Sarah's version of the powers of television.
Yeah. Hey, Dawn. Look at Christy trying to hawk her autograph now after being seen on camera.
Yeah.
You go, girl. You go.
Jody from Facebook. Jody, hi, Shawn, new to following. Jody and I go way, way, way back in my hair days. I was a hairdresser back in Red Wing, Minnesota, where Red Wing boots are made. Oh. Jody was, I believe, our nail tech. So we go back a long ways.
Wow.
So thank you, Jody, for showing up and checking us out.
That's awesome.
I think Francie said I'm stuck with you guys now. So she's like, you're stuck with us, Shawn. So I love it.
Yeah. Yep. It's exactly what they say about crafting in general. It's like once you're sucked in, there's no way out.
Yep, exactly.
So, Shawn had talked about what he was doing with the stencils, and since my version of the fake and bake is I had these done ahead of time. You're going to look at that now and be like, oh my God, what is that? It doesn't look great. Trust me. Once I get done, it's going to look really good. But all I did was I painted some of that velveteen glaze, the teal taffy, onto a white piece of paper. Then for this other strip, I cut out a piece of vellum and I painted it over the vellum, let it dry, and then I'll add my paper onto that.
I love
Hey,
the
Delise.
just the dirtiness and the smearing and the like. That's the fun of these products. I just love that.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So you guys, if you guys are thinking on getting product, just FYI, I think we're selling some already today once this went live. And so I believe we are limited down because this was selling so fast already today. So if you're interested, head on over. Great deal on this one. The paper alone is worth getting it for this bundle because this paper is just so nice. Um, and the glazes, the two glazes in there are just awesome. And if you
yeah.
haven't tried the glazes, try them seriously. Um, like I'm literally almost out of yellow already, and I've had it 3 weeks I think or something. I'm putting it like I'm using glazes on every card. It seems like so.
Yeah. Yeah, they do add quite the nice touch. And as you said, they are so easy to work with.
Oh yeah, yep. Well, Cordelia, welcome, Cordelia. Welcome, Dawn. Oh my gosh. Oh, Penny. Tonight's bundle is SOS status, only 4 left.
Oh
Wow.
wow.
Wow. All right.
Shawn, I don't know. After how well things are going with selling the bundles, we might want to look for a job on QVC.
Yeah, exactly.
That could be fun.
We're going to have to decide who's going to be the. I know this is Wheel of Fortune, but which one of us is going to be the Vanna to present the product and do the. Who's going to be our presenter? You know.
Oh, wow. Dawn, you're going to meet with Christopher? That's pretty cool.
Oh,
Awesome.
nice. I am just doing a little Gamsol just to smooth this out on my chipboard. Just to smooth out my coloring lines with the colored pencils. Very lightly, though, because the chipboard will soak this up pretty good. So, Walter, did you take primarily like mixed media kind of stuff for the classes, or did you just mix it up?
Yeah, well, it was a bit of a mix up. The first day was mostly mixed media type stuff, working with a product called PowerTex that is a fabric stiffener. And cutting up fabric to create a flower and then stiffening it with the PowerTex, painting it and adding it onto like a what do you call it? Like a shadow box.
Oh,
That was a lot of fun. Also took a folio album class that was great fun. And then the second day, I did 2 card classes. One was with Libby Hickson, and it was on spring cards with product from Pink and Maine. That was really cool. And then the second card class was a distress mixed media card class with Sharon. And that was amazing. That was so much fun.
is that first name or last name? Is that Jen?
That's her first name. She was on Tim Holtz's design team. Very well known in the distress and ranger product worlds.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and Christy was in that one with me, and we had a grand time.
We've got the chats are just going again this evening. Looks like kind of intense pencils. These are, yes, these are Prismacolor. So they are intense. They show up really nice on the chipboard. I have another set. I've got actually 2 sets. Widow just didn't show up as nice, and it didn't have the nice, softer pastel colors in it. So I went with my Prismacolor because they are super creamy and intense, where they pop up on this chipboard. And I'll just show you. I'll just zoom in so you guys can see, because somebody was just commenting on.
I'm laughing at Delisa's comment. My 12-year-old boy brain is giggling about the stiffener. And
Jesus.
Dawn, it's like a starch, but instead of like when I say stiffens it, like it's like rock hard. It's pretty cool. Um, and like it made it so that we actually had to like mold the petals of the flower and the leaves into the mold the leaves. So that was a lot of fun. So Shawn's using colored pencils. I'm actually using some gel pens, pastel gel pens to color. Pastel for the Easter colors, but also the gel pens because similar to the colored pencils, it goes right onto the chipboard and covers it up.
That reminds me, I was watching a live with Elizabeth Custer Rogers and I think it was Gaz, and I had commented about something being in. We'll just say I commented about something in the corner. I was trying to phrase a song from a musical, and
Yeah.
it didn't come out right, and they laughed probably for a good 5 minutes. Stamper girl, welcome, my lady. I'm gonna do my other cloud. So I'm using a cloud stencil, and what I did, I had to do this in two phases too because of the clouds. So I did. Wait, hang on. Went this way. I did this set of clouds here in Velveteen Glaze. Then I took. Let me get that up a little bit. I took this cloud and this cloud and did it in Peach Bellini. And then I'm using the Brutus Monroe mat to stick down my stencil, but then I just take and mask off with sticky notes so I don't smear into the other spots. And so I did one color, let it dry, then I had to come back and do the other color. So since I did Velveteen Glaze, I'll show you guys the Peach Bellini here on the clouds.
Karen, thank you for that compliment. That was very sweet of you. Shawn, she says that we're great together.
Aw, thank you.
Much
Once we can
appreciated.
get technology figured out, this is not my forte, and it takes me hours to figure it out. And I thought I had it figured out with Candy last night, but I think we got it now. We got it correct. We just had to hide our two cameras to make the whole like waiting room thing work. But now we know. I wrote my little note down. So you guys, just to get this coverage, so what I'm doing is taking my little spatula, blobbing this down, and then I'm just using a larger scraper tool to scrape that across to fill it, because if you use these little ones, it gets little scrape lines in there, and it's just easier to keep this smooth by doing it this way.
Dawn, I think you might be onto something there. Maybe Grandma did use Power Tex on your grandfather's shirts.
I remember Grandma using. Well, I think my mom did too. Like the spray starch. Everything had spray starch on it.
She was an ironer.
Oh, everything. Jeans, you name everything. I'm surprised she didn't iron the bed sheets, to be very honest. And I know people who iron their bed sheets because they like the crisp feel, but yeah, ironed everything.
Oh, geez. Yeah, not me. I throw it into the dryer on high for a few minutes and get the wrinkles out that way.
Oh, we have the ones where you throw it in and it has the steam cycle in it. So 10 minutes steam cycle in the
Oh,
morning, it's perfect. Yeah, I don't.
wow.
Very
Fancy.
rare am I gonna iron. All right, so you guys just peel that off, and I think I got all smeared on there. Let that dry, come back and do the other one in my Velveteen Glaze. And then once you have these two done, you will have what looks like that.
That's awesome.
All right, so we will start stacking some clouds, I think.
Noel, people iron their bed sheets.
I have one friend that I used to fly with in the airlines who I know for a fact would iron his bed sheets.
Wow.
Let alone like I can't fold them, let alone try to iron bed sheets. But yeah, yep.
Oh, you have to watch the video with Martha Stewart's hack on how to fold the fitted sheet by yourself. It's
Oh,
genius.
oh,
Yeah. Yep. Martha does some good in that.
Martha does some good. All right, so we've got to cut this down just for what I need for my clouds here. 1.5 by 3 7/8 for this one.
Oh my gosh, Melissa, seriously? Her sister still irons her underwear. Wow.
So, some people just like that crisp kind of fresh. I'm gonna just stop.
I would think that might be a little too uncomfortable.
Yeah, I mean,
But maybe that's just my delicate tush.
oh God. All right, then we've got this one, 2 and 2/8 and 3 7/8. I got a new trimmer. This trimmer, I broke my last trimmer in one of my lives, and you kind of forget what my old one just, it was broken in. This one's so new that it just feels like really like rough going through the paper. And 3 7/8.
Oh, you know what? I have that trimmer as well.
I love the trimmer. I just
Yeah.
broke the whole like hingy thing on my last live. I dropped it and.
Yep. Hello, Heather Collins. How are you?
Katie Cross. Do you know who Happy Teach says?
Yes, that is our friend Andrea.
Oh, okay. Hi, Andrea.
She is fabulous.
All right, so what I've done for those clouds, I've cut them in different varying widths to get these layers. And then I have a stitched cloud die that I'm just going to cut the edges off in different random places to get varying of the clouds. So when I layer these up, they don't all line up. So just that's what I'm doing here in the background.
Nice.
I think I said hello to Noelle. I think she passed by so quickly, but hi, Noelle. I think we are going, if I believe right, Walter, are we not? We did a couple Easter, I think, this week and last week.
Yep.
We are going off Easter, I think, next week, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, Shawn and I will be chatting about that over the next couple of days. But yeah, I think we're going to take a break from Easter.
So I'm just going from one end of the die to the other, and then I'll do the middle, just so I get that varying kind of feel of this.
That's such a great idea for those clouds, Shawn. That's fabulous.
I'll be honest. I have not been a huge designer series paper kind of person. And so all of this Brutus Monroe paper is just pushing me a little bit to be a little bit creative with it. Because I just generally, I have tons of it. I just don't break it open very often. So, and because he has such great papers and we're getting them in our packs, it's just forced me to use some of this a little bit more, which it's been kind of fun, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. I know I say this pretty much. Oh, bye, Dawn. I know I say this every week, but I love the papers. There's so many packs that I buy like duplicates of just to be able to have it afterwards.
Right, right. Yes, Sandy, the cloud die is from my stash. This one is not Brutus Monroe. I did look. He does have like some clouds and things, but there was no. I don't have anything from him that's just the die, straight die itself. So this is from my stash.
It was pretty funny down the Cape. Christy and I, there was a table where vendors and other crafters would put stuff that they don't want. Some of it was used, a lot of it was brand new. And Christy and I kind of rated the paper, and we started doing some die cutting for backgrounds and cutting down the paper for card panels, and got some really nice paper down there.
Well, I think we kind of forget because we just get so ingrained that you've got to ink blend something, you've got to stamp something, and Christopher's just been great at using his papers and stuff for full backgrounds and different things. And I just think that's that medium. It's so easy to forget about.
Yep. Melissa.
You have to buy two, one to use and one to pet.
This is true. This is true. I mean, some of it is so pretty that you could honestly just frame it. Put it in a frame and you would have a beautiful decoration.
Oh, for sure. That one of the newer ones, the rain pack, or what, the one that comes with the boot and stuff.
Yes, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that was Christy's favorite part, was raiding the paper table and cutting it up.
I love it. So were you able to sit like at other people's booths and stuff too and just create away?
Yeah, so we actually had assigned tables in the ballroom where we had a workspace so that when we weren't in class, we could be there creating. Okay. And yeah, so I had made some cards. I've shared some of them. I'll be sharing some more. Yeah, but a lot of socializing. Like, I had met a lot of people there last year when I went for the first time, and it was just so nice to see them and have them stop by and say hello and that they remember me, and just catch up with folks. It was it's nice.
Well, some of my papers are too pretty to cut up. For sure. So I am glued my first layer of pink clouds down. Dimensionals on this one, same width of dimensionals on this one, so it just pops up and pops up. So just kind of, it's like a 3-tier of clouds here. So this one, I mean, this card will have some bulk to it just to mail it, FYI.
Oh, that's a nice idea, Melissa. She's feeling another folio with an Easter theme coming on. Definitely. I mean, these products are perfect for that.
This paper alone is perfect for that.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, so I had cut my back down to about 5, and I got to remember my width here. Yeah, it was about 5 by 4, and then I just layered a little bit underneath on the edges to add a little extra layer of paper.
That's right, Christy. Christy said, don't forget the wood stamps. She got a bunch of wood-mounted rubber stamps. She loves them, and she got a ton of them for free.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep.
And you don't see anybody using those anymore,
Yeah, no, exactly. But as they say, one person's trash is another person's treasure.
Yeah, for sure. All right, just grab a couple strips to throw on that underneath there. I'll do the same ones I did on the other one. So I used this egg paper for my top and my bottom.
Actually, this would be the perfect time, since we've been talking about Crop on the Cape, to give a shout out to Christopher and Heather and Jess, to thank them for being a sponsor of Crop on the Cape. Much appreciated. It's a fabulous event, and you're helping us put it on. So thank you.
It's awesome. I'm watching now, Walter, because one of these times I'm going to get done just right before you. I'm getting close, but I got my sentiment left, so I'm not totally assembled yet.
Funny. Yeah, thankfully, doing a little bit of pre-work helps to keep us within the that hour time frame.
Right.
Which is helpful.
Well, welcome, Misty Forsman. Thanks for popping in and hanging out with us tonight.
Yeah. Hey, Misty.
So I'll just remind everybody product again. We had 4 left from when Penny checked for us earlier. And so check out this bundle. It's a great bundle. You're getting some great consumables in this one, along with the paper. And this stamp set is awesome. I mean, if you look at this stamp set, see if I can put it where you can see. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stamps out of this with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sentiments. So great stamp set with this one. The paper is awesome, and I'll just flip through that paper a tiny bit. I didn't really flip through it a ton. So double-sided, obviously. A little gingham. Great kind of retro-ish pattern there. We flip it, then you've got the lighter version, and everything matches, right? So I used this one on a card I just recently posted. This was the window of that card. So just don't forget to check that out. And thank you to our team members popping in. We have if you guys are not following, you've got to follow the Brutus Monroe fan page. This team's just posting some amazing, amazing stuff.
So much talent. Yeah. Yeah. And, Shawn just showed you the stamp set. Every single stamp in that set is just absolutely adorable.
Oh, yes.
It was hard to choose one. But I had already used one for a design team project. I was thinking about another one. So I was like, well, maybe I'll use this one then. And I'm happy that I did. They are super cute.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Melissa's loving that gingham. It's a great color too.
Yeah.
Cordelia's taking all of her wood stamps off the blocks and putting them and remounting them on new foam.
That's a good idea. Yep.
When I first started card stamping and making cards, I bought a little box of wood stuff from a lady where I bought my first stash from off a Facebook Market. Her mom had passed and she was just getting rid of all of her mom's stuff, and the wood stamps were in there, and that was my first stuff to work with. So I still have those in my drawer here too. That I get them out every now and then.
Cool. I'm still a huge rubber stamp fan. The detail that you can get with those, they're just great.
Yeah, the red rubber itself just is so nice to stamp with.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think I've mentioned it before, but I watch Kevin Nakagawa and what he creates, and just amazing. The scenes that he makes.
Yeah, some of them the scene building is just crazy.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, you're right, Francie. The wood does take up a lot of room.
Well, once I finish inventorying all my stuff, I'll get back to making more cards. My inventory is something I can do when I'm not feeling well in my butt. And yeah, for sure. Keeps us from double buying too, if we know what we have.
Yeah. I can't tell you how many times I've done that. Oh, I have to have that. Comes in, I go through a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, oh, I already had it.
Yep.
Who
I've
wants
got
a
a
stamp
couple of those.
set?
I put mine to the side because I feel like I can use those for maybe giveaways or something on my
Yeah.
channel or something, you know?
Yep. Great idea.
Oh, before I do that, I should probably do my sentiment. That has to go underneath. All right, sentiment time. I did, I'm going to do a different sentiment. So I did the Your Extra special, but let's just do a different one for tonight's card off of this one. So let's just look and see what I can get to fit here. I'm going to go about there.
Yeah. Hard to believe how much Facebook and the websites have taken over our lives, huh?
Yeah. All right. We're going to go, I think, Some Bunny Loves You on this one.
Oh.
And I'm using the Raven embossing powder because that's in our bundle this evening. So you can kind of see that. Francie, I'm only on Facebook because of you people.
That's true. When I first met Francie a year ago, she was only on Instagram, and we gave her a hard time, and she finally caved and joined Facebook.
I get it. It gets. Don't you feel like it just sometimes gets to be like a bit much? You got to check here. You got to check here. You know. It gets. I feel like it gets complicated sometimes.
Yeah.
My little tip. Here's my little tip. Free tip this evening.
Oh.
If you use the same cardstock for your embossing powders, I usually just put a little. Now I just lost what these are called. The Swifter. Put a little Swifter in here to wipe that off in between to get all the little particles off. It works awesome.
Oh. That is a good tip.
Yeah, it just kind of cleans that off a little bit. And I keep it in between there, just store it there.
Christy.
I missed it. Yes, Shawn, very complicated. Ask Francie, gave me an identity crisis. It does. It just gets to be too much sometimes. All right, we'll do a little fussy cutting. How's yours coming along?
Another good tip, Noelle, a dryer sheet. Yeah, that would do
yes.
the same thing.
Yes.
I am Shawn, I hate to say these words, but I'm done.
I get to the same point every time, right at that sentiment point, and then you're done. I'm gonna do a lot of pre-work next week.
Definitely.
Just kidding.
Definitely.
Just to throw it in the chat. So what would you guys like to see Walter and I attempt? I know we've got a little stamp set probably pre-picked out for next week, but is there a technique? Is there something from Brutus Monroe? What would you guys like to kind of see us tackle and compare between the two of us?
That's a great idea.
Yeah, I'm just curious, like what's everyone feeling you'd like to kind of see us throw out, you know?
Well, yeah. I mean, honestly, Andrea, I am sometimes very quick, but like, you know, I think what helped me tonight was getting the glaze on in advance, just because that takes up so much time.
Yeah. It's all good. I just like to give you a little shade.
Let's
all
see.
right.
So Andrea is suggesting mixed media with a fun fold.
Okay.
Noelle is saying embossed background with stenciling.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Really like that one. What'd she say? Mixed media with a fun fold. Okay. All right.
Yep. Sandy just said mixed media in general. Yeah. And, you know, since we kind of know what we're going to work with for a stamp next week, I'm thinking that mixed media and fun folds could could be a nice combo to work with.
Yeah, they're playing nice, or I'm selling tickets. We could actually take, yeah, because what the stamp set for next week, we could kind of mix that in there.
Yeah. Yep, definitely.
All right, my bunny got a little, that white covered like crazy, so I'm just taking a little Sharpie marker and throwing back in his eyes and nose and the little string because it just got a little muted out.
Melissa, that is very true. So Melissa said nothing in particular. I just like these lives. This was a great idea to have you guys go live together.
Oh, thank you.
A little background here is that Melissa had actually pinged Shawn and I saying, I think you guys would be really great live together. And so Shawn and I started to talk about it and proposed it. And here we are.
Yeah. Yeah. We had a couple different ideas for names that we kind of gave Christopher. And then we landed on Men of Monroe and the concept of it and the idea of it. So, yeah, actually, all this kudos has to go to Melissa Craig for sure.
Yep. She reached out to us and was like, you guys would be good. So, and I have to agree. Shawn is such a nice guy and really easy to work with. And, you know, I think we get along great.
Oh, yeah. This has been great so far. All right. You go first.
Okay. So my card tonight is pretty much the same, but a little different. Here again is the one that I had made in advance for the promo. And then I changed it up a bit just with the paper to bring in a little bit of the teal and the brown to kind of go with the chipboard, and then this color to go with the peach Bellini. So I like this. I really like this paper with it as well. So I think either way, you can't go wrong. But super fun. And I love that look of the gel pens on the chipboard. I think that's a lot of fun.
You literally just gave me an idea too. So I love the strips going up and down, like your technique of that. And so
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys saw me post, I think in our group chat about my big. Let me see if I can grab one. My big mix-up that I've been trying to figure out the foiling. I don't think these are throwable. Now that I see what you're doing, like I'm not going to throw these. I could cut just strips of these and
Oh
just
yeah,
do something like maybe throw a little color on, but like I could literally use these literally mistakes, um, and use them like what you did for your little strips
absolutely. Yeah, yeah,
to
you
make it.
totally could.
Yeah,
I mean, you could color them still, even the one with like the foil on it. You could still color with alcohol markers.
right, right. And I don't
Yeah,
like not make it the feature, but kind of make it like you did with the accents or something, you know.
absolutely. Yep.
All right, so mine. This is the one I did this evening. And so I just switched up the colors just a little bit on my balloons or my eggs. And then I did a different sentiment, but everything else was the same. And you can just see clouds end up being slightly different, just the way I laid them out and measured them and different things, but concept is still there. So the peach Bellini and that teal taffy for the velveteen glazes for my clouds. And then I did the same thing. Actually, you know what? I added in the card itself. So this is the teal taffy. I did the pink, and then I also did the lime, which is what we had in last week's bundle for this card. Colored pencils, and then I just layered my clouds up. I did throw a little bit of. I cut this short intentionally to add a little extra paper on the back side, just little strips that I put on either end. So pretty much the same, just slightly different colors and in different measurements.
That's awesome. And again, I love those clouds, both the printed paper and the glazed ones.
Well, and you look at like this is stitched too, so it's got that little stitching on it, you know, so it just
Yep,
adds that little bit of extra. And you could probably I've done it where I've taken the little gold roller pen and etched every little stitch just to give it a little gold edging or silver, so you could still embellish these, you know.
absolutely. Yep.
I'll be honest.
Yep.
Let me show you this quick sample. I just wasn't too sure about them, so I took the glaze and I was gonna do the edge of the clouds, but I was like, I'm not. It wasn't grabbing me. But you could throw that around the edges of the clouds to highlight those out on the paper. That was my first sample when I started kind of doing this card, just playing around. So,
Yeah.
all right, I'll go back up to my face camera.
I'm just looking over the comments real quick. People love your card. And I agree, Andrea. That's kind of funny. I didn't think about that, but I agree. She said that the stripes kind of look like Easter suspenders.
Oh yeah,
Totally
totally,
see that. Yeah,
totally. Stamper Girl, Dolly. Did you say throw away, Shawn? We never throw anything away. I know, you're right. I didn't throw them away. I threw them in my scrap bucket. So both cards are wonderful. Great cards, Cordelia. Yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us for week 3. This has been great. We're switching up, so no Easter next week. But we'll maybe chat, Walter, and do some mixed media, something with the suggestions with that.
absolutely. I think that's a great suggestion. I actually think, oh, geez, I swung my lamp over and
Spotlight.
yeah, geez, shine off the head.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to start wearing a cap just so I don't blind folks on the live. Jeez.
Hey, I told you you got one of these. Your design team photo has one in there, so
I do. Yep, definitely. But yeah, I think that we'll come up with something really fun for next week. Mixed media and some fun fold action, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yep, love it. All right, well, thank you everyone so much for hanging with us every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Men of Monroe Wednesdays. We'll have a new bundle. I'm not sure what's left. I haven't seen Penny pop in, so not sure. We had 4 bundles at the beginning left for tonight, so go ahead and check it out. Link should be in the description as well. So thank you guys so much.
Yes, thanks so much. We'll see you next week.